I was a kid, I started playing football, and I just love playing football. I don't know where football can take me. Before you know it, I'm getting letters from college coaches.
Stephen Pitts is the deep man. He's got quickness, second down and 10. They show blitz, they don't come, and Pitts gets the ball right up the pipe. To the goal line. Didn't get in. He's about a half a yard shy of the goal line. It'll be
coming out of high school, I was one of the top running backs in the entire country, as polled by USA Today. And I pretty much could have gone anywhere in the country I wanted. But at the end of the day, Penn State is what did it for me.
There is Stephen Pitts, his last home game as a Nittany Lion.
It's weird to actually think back now to, what was at stake. But pretty much going into towards the end of preseason, it was clear that I was going to be the starting tailback. The last scrimmage of preseason, I broke my foot. So here I'm geared up and ready to go, and I break my foot. And we were playing out at Iowa. Just into the second quarter, I still wasn't in the game. And Joe kind of, he's always glancing around, he's walking up down the sidelines, and he sees me, and he just goes, "Pitsy, get in the game."
He was tied into the outlet, and he was covered and just threw it away.
Wally Richardson is now 4 on 11. He's missed his last 5. Freddie Scott, number 31, is going to be down at the bottom of your picture, and Bobby Ingram's up at the top, and he hands the ball off to Pitts. And Pitts got enough daylight to get a first down, and he is still rolling along. My goodness, that's good balance. He picked up about 12 yards.
I ended that game with, what was at the time, the third most total yards in Penn State football history. For me, that was just, it was a phenomenal game. Pretty much going into the Outback Bowl, I wasn't even sure if I would even get a look because of the amount of games that I played. The NFL teams couldn't even really get a good look at me. At that time, I had been talking with people in our career development, and I was going to be heading back home and working in New York City. Our guys at Penn State were saying, "Hey, we're looking at the boards, and they're saying you're going to go." Come Sunday, I still hadn't been drafted. I wound up getting a call from Dwight Clark. He was the general manager for the San Francisco 49ers at the time. And he said, "Hey, Steven, it's Dwight." He's like, "How'd you like to be a 49er?" I'm like, I would love to come out to San Francisco. So of course, by the time I got off the phone with him, I'm hearing all my family and everything screaming out in the room because they just saw my name come across the ticker. Sorry about that. It was phenomenal, right? I mean, how many people get get an opportunity to play at that level for that kind of franchise? I mean, it was phenomenal. It was fun. One of the best experiences of my life. When I get to preseason for the 49ers, it's anywhere from 101 to 105 degrees during the day. My senior year in college, not only was I the starting tailback, but I was also on kickoff coverage. I was on punt coverage. I was on kickoff return. I still ran all those special teams, even when I was starting running back. And I could do that in a game, and it wasn't a big deal. And then all of a sudden, now I'm out with 49ers, and I can barely run 2 or 3 plays in a row, and I'm getting winded. I had said, look, there's something wrong with me. I know my body well. There's something. They sent me down for tests. They said, "Look, there's nothing wrong with nothing." Came back negative. A couple weeks later, the same thing, because I'm still feeling like crap. My weight is continuing to come down, and it's kind of scary because you're feeling completely different than you've ever felt, and there's something wrong with you, but you just don't know what it is. I got progressively worse, and like I said, it ended up ending my career. So my wife said, you need to go to the doctor. And it was actually a family doc. We walked in and I told him what was going on. My wife Marissa had a picture of me, and she goes, look, he sweats all the time. He eats us out of house and home. He barely sleeps. And she showed him a picture. He goes, he used to look like this, and now he looks like this. So the doc took some blood. He said, I'll call you back tomorrow. And when he called me back the next day, he said, Stephen, I'm going to send you to see an endocrinologist. She's expecting you. And you need to go right now. You have what's called Graves' disease. I left work, went to see the doctor. The first thing she said was, I'm surprised you're still walking. I'm surprised you're still alive. At the very least, you should have had a pretty bad stroke by now. You need to do everything I tell you to do. Otherwise, you might not be here. By that time, the hormones and everything that were completely off of my body had affected my heart too. So it was scary. I wasn't thinking about my career ending. So not being able to walk away from the sport on my own terms, that stung. My end goal was I wanted to break the cycle. I wanted to be able to do the things that my parents wanted me to do, things that they knew that would give me a solid career and a solid financial life and all those things. I mean, that was my end goal. And growing up, football wasn't my plan. My plan was to go to college. I didn't dream about playing in the NFL. But when you love something like that, and now you get to play at the highest level of the game, it's like, well, I'm getting this opportunity. Let me just make the most of it. And here I am, quite a few years later, and I'm still around and here to annoy my kids. So I'll take it.